Hey everyone, I am Nixie and welcome to June's new releases and everything that I picked up this month. So grab a snack, grab a hot drink, and let's get into all the manga that I picked up in the month of June. So we are going to start off with all of the new releases that happened this month. There's some really great ones. And then we'll go into everything that's already been released that I picked up throughout the month. We're going to start off with an honorary mention now because this should have been in my last video, but I completely forgot to take it off the shelf. And that is Dark Gathering Volume 1, which I love this cover. It's kind of like gives me like retro manga vibes with the way that this is like the two black stripes here and then the image. This was a really great like first volume. I really enjoyed it. So this is about Kitaro who can see spirits, ghosts, and he's deathly afraid of being able to see them, and so he becomes a shut-in after an incident because he's so scared of these spirits, which you would be like as a child seeing this. Like some really violent spirits as well would be absolutely terrifying. And then he meets a girl who can also see what he can see, but she is like the complete opposite. She wants to go ghost hunting and to find these spirits. But yeah, it's a very interesting read, really good. I'm excited for the next volumes to come out. I think we can pre-order 4 volumes so far. But yeah, super great read. I really enjoyed this, and I can't believe I forgot to mention it last month. So yeah, definitely pick this up. This was a great read. So we'll go publisher by publisher just as always. So let's start off with Eyes Press. So we have Tomb Raider King Volume 3. This is webtoon manhwa that is full colour. I love full colour over here. I really like this series. I like the fact as well that the MC is not particularly a good guy. I quite like that. This is a fantastic read. So this is about a world where tombs start popping up with relics. Ajion, he is a tomb raider, so he originally was hired to go into these tombs, collect the relics, and basically give them to, you know, the millionaires, billionaires of the world, the people with the power. Until one day he was basically sent to his death. He meets this mysterious crow who sends him back in time, getting blackmailed into working for these businessmen. So yeah, it's about basically him getting his revenge on these people. But yeah, it's a really great, interesting read so far. There's a few instances that happens that actually changes the timeline. So I'm really intrigued to see where this is going to go next, and if this is going to completely throw him off. So yeah, really good read. I really enjoyed it. Another new release this month that I was highly anticipating, can't talk, was The Horizon. So this is a really thick volume as well. So this is the same creator as The Boxer, who we also have that series in English by Eyes Press as well. And I was really intrigued to see the work of this creator, like another title from this creator, because I love The Boxer so much. Like, that is a really fantastic read. This is a very dark drama, and the way that it's drawn in this is different than The Boxer. It's darker, and it's quite disturbing. It's quite disturbing as well, like the way that it is drawn. There isn't a lot of dialogue in this, which makes it even more like eerie, I think. The story is predominantly told through like just the artwork. but yeah, so this is about a boy who is living in a war-ravished world. Basically gets everything taken away from him, and he is by himself until he meets a girl who is basically in the same situation. And it's about them two being able to obviously survive. You know, these two young kids with no adults around to obviously like help them. So yeah, it's about those. It's very dark. It's not really a happy story at all. Like even the way that this volume ends. But yeah, it's very disturbing. That's the word I'm looking for. It's very disturbing kind of story. Like I say, the artwork while I was reading it kind of like makes you feel uneasy. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. We're getting the next volume in a couple of months as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed this, and yeah, I love this creator's work so far, what we've got in English. So following on from Ice Press, we are going to move on to Yen Press. So the first one we have is Sota's Volume 2. I was really looking forward to this because I really enjoyed Volume 1. So this is about names, terrible names, Arthas and Kong Pop. Butchered them. So yeah, this is about these two guys, and it's basically about hazes, which I'm kind of like not really a fan of. You know, that whole like culture, I guess. But yeah, I really enjoyed the first one, so I was looking forward to the second one, and this did not disappoint. This kind of like brings the whole initiation and the hazing sort of like to a conclusion. Which I kind of wasn't expecting it to sort of like wrap up that quickly, so I'm intrigued as to, now that that period is over, how their relationship is gonna develop or not develop. I'm interested to see how it goes, but there's a couple of quite sweet moments in this, and I really like the characters so far as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next volume. Really great BL, so I've enjoyed it so far. Then we have the final volume of Monster and the Beast. This is a mature title, just FYI. I love these covers though. And these are quite thick volumes. So this now concludes this story. So we've had sort of like one a year, so it's been going on for a little while. But yeah, if you've been keeping up with this, don't forget the final volume is out now. I kind of feel like as well that I haven't particularly kept up that much with like new releases. I've kind of been reading stuff that I've had on my TBR list for a little while, and like catching up with series and rereading quite a few series as well. But yeah, I've been in a very sort of like, I want to read like cute stories. That's kind of been my mindset, but we'll get into that more later on. So yeah, next from Kodansha we have final volume of Lost Gender. So this is only 3 series, so it's not a huge commitment, and it does touch on a lot of different sexual orientations, different genders, and it touches on quite a few sensitive subjects as well, and there's a few trigger warnings along with this series, but it's a really good series, and I highly recommend it. And like I say, it's nice that there's some more sexual orientation and gender diversity that you get from this series, and it's really good to see that it is easier to get hold of, it is easier to get hold of more representation in manga nowadays, so it's nice that we are getting more titles like that. But yeah, so this concludes this series now. Then we have volume 7 of Blue Lock. These are coming out pretty quick. I haven't had a chance to catch up with this yet. I am still missing volume 4. I'm still missing a volume anyway. This is a pretty intense football manga. And it does have the anime as well, so if you haven't checked that out, check that out. So yeah, it's pretty intense, but it is fun to read so far. But yeah, like I said, I'm just missing still missing a volume, so I'm not quite up to volume 7 yet. Then we have from Net Comics, we finally have a new release from Net Comics. So they mainly license manhwas. So we have volume 4 and 5 of The Warehouse. These were not slated to release until January next year, but these have kind of released in a bit of an odd way. Volumes 1, 2 and 3 came out kind of all together, and then they really quickly went out of stock. Like, I don't think that there was a huge printing of these. So they've been kind of hard to get hold of the first 3 volumes again. They have come back in stock, and then volumes 4 and 5 weren't supposed to come out until early next year. Well, they were all supposed to come out, I think, all at the same time, but these 2 got pushed back. And then all of a sudden I had a notification that actually they're on the way to you. So I love the way that Net Comics has presented these with like the little dust flaps. Really sturdy. It's the larger print size as well, as you can see. But I really like the way that they presented these, and it is colour. So it is colour. I'm trying not to show anything inappropriate, but this is a mature read, and I would kind of put this in the same sort of bracket as like Killing Stalking. So it is a BL, but it's like a psychological, almost horror. Lots of trigger warnings, not for the faint of heart. So yeah, it's kind of in that same vein that I would put Killing Stalking. So yeah, not for the faint of heart. Make sure that you read up a little bit on this series before going ahead and actually picking it up. That's what I would recommend. But this does conclude the series now. It is only 5 volumes. They are on the pricier side, but I do think that for the quality that you get, that they are worth it. But like I say, still for the faint of heart. So yeah. Okay, moving on to Viz. We have Love's in Sight, which is a shonen rom-com. This is so cute. I love this series. So it's a delinquent guy and a girl who has a vision impairment. I couldn't think of the word then. So she can see like certain colours and shapes, but it is very impaired vision. So this is about those 2 meet, and he is super sweet, especially in this volume. He is really cute, and these 2 together are just like so nice. There is quite a few funny bits in it, but there is some really sweet moments in it as well, and I highly recommend this. Like I say, I've been more into the sort of like cute romances this month, and this like helped to hit that spot, so definitely pick this up. We can order, I think, up to volume 6 so far. So there is quite a few volumes that are going to be coming out fairly soon. Next we have Rainbow Days volume 4. These coming out really quick. I think this was an early release as well. So this follows 4 friends whose names I'm all going to butcher, but yeah, it's a high school romance. I'm still making my way through this series. I think I'm on volume 3. Like, it's alright so far. It's getting better as the series is going on, I will say that. Like, the first volume kind of left me a little bit lukewarm, but yeah, it is sort of like getting better as the series is going along. But yeah, these coming out fairly quick. Next we have Ayashimon volume 2. So this is only going to be 3 volumes because it got cancelled on the Shonen Jump app. But I really enjoyed the first volume. I haven't had a chance to read the second one yet, but there's quite a lot of funny moments in the first one. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. So this is the same creator as Hell's Paradise, which I'm assuming with the success of Hell's Paradise, that's why this title got licensed as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed it and I would recommend it. Like I say, it's only 3 volumes, so it's not a huge commitment. But yeah, it did get cancelled on the Shonen Jump app, just to make you aware of that. Then we have a series that I cannot read quick enough, because the volumes are coming out so quick, and that is The Elusive Samurai Volume 7. So this has just hit my doorstep. This is an early release as well. I'm about halfway through this series as well. Like I say, it's like almost monthly they're coming out, it feels like. I do really like the artwork in this. It's very detailed. There's a lot of expression in people. I do kind of find that it's almost a little bit like goofy in some places with like some of the characters and stuff like that. Like there's a serious storyline, but then like the characters are like, it doesn't take itself too seriously. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, these are coming out really quick. But yeah, like I say, the artwork is really detailed. It's really refined, I feel like. But yeah, I've been enjoying it. Like I say, it's just coming out so quick that I really do need to like catch up. Then we have a volume that I've been looking forward to receiving, and that is Goodbye Eerie. So this is Tatsuki Fujimoto. Like I really enjoyed the fact that we are getting like his one-shots and like shorter stories, like we've had before Chainsaw Man, those 2 volumes which collects like his really short stories, and then this which collects his one-shot. I haven't had a chance to read this yet. It doesn't look like there's a lot of dialogue in this one, but I love seeing like his creative process, like his progression before obviously like his big series like Chainsaw Man. But yeah, so just need to get into this. I've enjoyed everything else I've read so far of his. Annoying that this one came a bit damaged, but I'm also kind of too lazy to exchange. But yeah, so I'm excited to finally read this one as well. I think this is the last one, don't quote me. Maybe this is the last like one-shot type thing, because we've got Look Back as well, which was a one-shot that we got earlier this year, I think last year, which was great as well. So I think I'm going to enjoy this one too. Then we have Romantic Killer Volume 4. This is full colour. I love the artwork. Some of the faces that Anzu pulls, which is this girl here, some of the faces that she's been pulling throughout this series has had me in stitches. It's really funny. So this is the final volume. I feel like any longer and it would have outstayed its welcome a little bit. I think 4 volumes, what the creator did in these 4 volumes was enough for this series. And it doesn't end like a typical sort of like series how you would expect it, which I also like, that it was something different as well than a rom-com, like your typical rom-coms. But yeah, so I enjoyed this. Like I say, final volume. It didn't outstay its welcome. I think it ended at a good point as well, as I definitely recommend this, especially like as soon as it's full colour as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed this series. Moving on to a couple of titles from Sublime. So we have the highly anticipated The Dragon's Betrothed Volume 2. So this is the same creator as Secret XXX and Therapy Game. So I believe this is a series before Therapy Game, I think. The last I heard that this was on hiatus, and it has been for a lot while. I'm hoping that with like the license of this series in other languages, it means that the creator will hopefully go back to it and continue the story. I mean, if she doesn't, this volume kind of ended like, it could sort of like be quite a fine ending, but I do hope that she does go back to it and continues on, and we get obviously new volumes. But I think possibly she went on to obviously concentrate more on Therapy Game, because that is obviously super popular. But I love this creator's artwork. It's really pretty, the story is good, I really enjoyed it as well. So this is about Izanomi, this guy. So he's basically a writer, and he moves back to his grandma's place, who was also a writer, where he meets Rin, who is a water dragon. And basically Rin was promised his hand in marriage as basically a dying wish to his grandma. But yeah, it was a really good story. I did really enjoy it. This is a mature read as well, particularly in this volume. But yeah, I love this story. Like I say, I really hope that we do get a continuation of the story as well. And then a title that I was really anticipating, highly anticipated, and that is Old Fashioned Cupcake. So in case you haven't heard either, if you did enjoy this, the sequel is also licensed, getting a license from Sublime, which is great. I think it's Old Fashioned Cupcake with Cappuccino is the title. But yeah, this is just a one shot, and it is so cute. I really enjoyed this. It did take me a little while to get through, because there is quite a bit of dialogue and stuff in it. The artwork as well is really nice. There's quite a lot of like smaller panels throughout this, but yeah, I really enjoyed this. So this is about Nozu, this guy here, who he is, it feels like he's getting on a little bit, which at 39 years old is not that old at all. And he kind of, you know, he's not married, doesn't have a partner, he's concentrating on work, but he doesn't want to like really go up, get promotions and stuff. He's kind of happy where his life is at the minute. He's like in his comfort zone in his life. Enter this guy, Togawa. So he is a younger co-worker who has had eyes for Nozu. He's had eyes for him anyway. And yeah, so Togawa decides to flip his life upside down by inviting him out to a place where Nozoru has always kind of wanted to experience the, like, you know, teenage girl gossip and guy talk and all that sort of thing, but he's never really experienced that sort of thing. So Togawa sort of like drags him along, and they go and have lunch together. But this is a really sweet story. I really enjoyed it. I'm so happy that the sequel is also going to be releasing soon as well. But yeah, super cute, with older characters in it as well, which I really appreciate, that we do get these licenses with older people in them. I really enjoy this. So yeah, I highly recommend this. This is such a fun read. Then from Square Enix, we have Cherry Magic Volume 7, super cute series. I am missing a volume still, so I'm not quite at volume 7 yet, but this so far anyway has been super cute series, definitely more on the wholesome side, which we love those as well. We like just nice, easier like romances to read as well. So yeah, anyone that's like looking to dip their toes into BL, like this is one of the titles that actually I would recommend to pick up. If you do want to just kind of like, yeah, just dip your toes in a little bit into the BL world. Yeah, so that's Cherry Magic. Moving on to Tokyo Pop, I will say Tokyo Pop is killing it with their licenses, and also go ahead if you are a fan of BL or wanting to check out BL. I do also recommend starting with Tokyo Pop. Some of their all of their licenses have been incredible. Like, I haven't read anything that's been licensed by Tokyo Pop in the BL genre that I haven't liked. And a lot of them are one-shots as well, so they're not a huge commitment either. But definitely go ahead and check out what's available to pre-order, because they have just announced like a huge like stack of titles that are going to be released sort of like later on in the year next year. So I am super excited that Tokyo Pop is sort of like back on its feet and is going like full force, especially with like BL. Also they licensed the GLs, like quite a few GLs as well. But yeah, so we have a new one this month. We have a Delivery for You, which is just a one shot. So this is about Izumi, who he's single, he's got a nice little like part-time job, and he's a bit of a shut-in, so doesn't really go out much and he doesn't really meet people much, and he does pretty much all of his shopping online. And then one day he gets a new delivery driver enter, what's his name, Ryuto. Enter Ryuto, who comes to drop off his packages, and suddenly he finds that his online shopping is becoming a bit of an addiction, just to get this delivery guy to deliver his packages. So it's about those two. I really enjoyed this. Not too much like drama, nothing like toxic or anything like that. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. This was such a fun read. Then we have two like autobiographical like real life, I guess, releases from Tokyo Pop. The first one is at 30 I realized I had no gender. I love as well like this different print size that Tokyo Pop sometimes does, which is a larger print size. So this is about Shu. So yeah, basically, as the title says, he realized he has no gender. So this is like little snippets of like experiences, like these little like events that sort of like happen throughout their life, and when they realized that obviously they had no gender and becoming more comfortable in their own skin. There is a few interviews in this which is super interesting as well, like another couple, how they sort of like deal with different things like age gap and stuff like that as well. But yeah, this was super interesting, and I highly recommend it. It is nice, again, like I say, that we are getting more like gender representation in manga that is being released. So yeah, definitely go ahead and pick this up if that's something that obviously you're interested in. And then the next one we have is Why I Adopted My Husband, which this artwork is super cute. I haven't had a chance to read this one yet, but the artwork in it, I love how like they're represented in this, like the cute little like figures and stuff, like super cute. So yeah, this is a true story as well, about obviously a gay couple in Japan, and trying to get their relationship recognized, because obviously it is quite difficult in Japan. But yeah, I haven't had a chance to read this yet. Like I said, the artwork looks super cute. So yeah, I'm excited to get into this one. And I love like sort of the more autobiographical things as well. Like Until I Meet My Husband, that was a really great one as well. And then next we have, I love this series so much, we have On or Off Volume 4. I had it in my mind that Volume 4 was the last volume. It's not. I don't know why I had that in, but I love this series so much. These two are super sweet together, and I cannot get enough of them. We do have the sequel licensed in English digitally on Tappy Tunes, which is coming out, which is being released chapter by chapter. Yeah, I love this. This is full colour. It is highly mature read, and it is uncensored as well, so just keep that in mind if you are looking to pick this up. Like I say, it is full colour, which we love. So yeah, I highly recommend this if you are interested in BL or romance, office romances, which this is. Go ahead and pick this up. I freaking love this series. And then we are going to move on to Seven Seas and Steamship. So first one, we have volume 4 of Outbride Beauty and the Beast. I love this series. It's an isekai where Mashiro is she wakes up in a world where basically Earth is no more, like humans are not a thing anymore, and she was woken up by these 4 beast men to give birth to these celestial beings via obviously these 4 beast men, basically to help to save their world. But yeah, which is obviously like a very shocking thing. Like the last thing you remember was you were walking home, and then you wake up like thousands and millions of years later, whatever, in a completely different world, and getting told, hey, you're gonna have babies with these 4 beast men, and they're gonna be these celestial beings. Oh, by the way, you're also suffering from like poisoning from this new world, so to combat that, you're gonna have to get some bodily fluids from these 4 guys. Kind of a shocking thing to wake up to, but I will say I love this series. I really enjoy this series. It is for mature readers. That's the whole thing with Steamship. It is for mature readers. But yeah, I would say out of the licenses so far, I think this is probably like it kind of sorts between first and second favorites, between this and Game Between the Suits. I love, like, these are kind of like my favorite licenses from Steamship so far. But yeah, I love the artwork as well. It's really cute. The drama is starting to unfold more in this book, in this volume, and there's a character that we don't like. We don't like a certain person that's just is starting to show their true colors. It's nice as well that like in each volume so far they kind of concentrate on one of the like guys and their interactions with Mashiro. But yeah, I love this series and I'm excited for more. I can't wait for the next volumes and to see where the story goes. And then the other one from Steamship that we've had this month is Ladies on Top of Volume 3. This is the most wholesome license so far from Steamship. It's super cute. So this is destroying bedroom stereotypes and norms between males and females, which I love that. And despite it being focused on that in the bedroom, finding out different things that you enjoy that isn't the social norm, to say it's focused on that aspect, it is really wholesome, and the interactions between these 2 characters are so cute. Like, you just want the best for them. Like, they're just adorable. But yeah, so this is a really great series, and the way that this volume starts picks up obviously after volume 2, but a certain situation that's happening, and I love the way that the creator decided to interpret what was happening in the bedroom. It did have me giggling so much. But yeah, I highly recommend this if you want something a little different but still wholesome. Okay, so from Steamship, from Seven Seas, then we have volume 3 of I Think I Turned My Childhood Friend into a Girl. This is super cute. I love this series. This was pushed back. It was supposed to be released a while ago, but we finally have it. This is a super cute series that I really love. So this is Mido, this guy here, who has a love of makeup, but he kind of keeps that hidden because he feels like, you know, boys shouldn't be playing around with makeup, that's a girl's thing, which is completely not true. We know this. So he has a childhood friend, Hero, who is really antisocial, and one day Mido gives his friend a makeover, and he kind of becomes this like confident person. So he decides that he is actually going to continue letting Mido do his makeup, dressing him up in girls' clothes. But they do have feelings for each other, but neither one of them is prepared to tell the other. So it's about their sort of like interactions. Mido becoming more free with his like passion of like makeup, and Hero obviously becoming more comfortable as a person through dressing more feminine. There was a bit of like confusion with like how the first volume was translated, because Hero he still identifies as a boy, but he just likes to wear makeup and girls' clothing. So I think that was why like some of the volumes have been like delayed, is through like because of like translation issues. But yeah, so Hero is still identifies as a boy. He just likes makeup, like being done up with makeup and dressing in girls' clothing. But yeah, super cute series. I really like this. I hope volume 4 isn't going to be pushed back like this one was, because I want to know what happens next. Okay, so moving on to the next one, we have What He Who Doesn't Believe in Fate Says, volume 1. This is kind of a compact volume, but I really enjoyed this volume. This was really good. So this is by Kazuki, who basically can see the red strings of fate that connect people together, so like their soulmates, but he kind of also doesn't believe in soulmates either. And he basically falls for his college friend, who is called Yuka, but he's refusing to see like the fate of String, because he can see that even though he is in love with her, like they don't connect together, like their strings don't connect together. So with that in mind, he sort of like doesn't tell her how he feels or anything like that. I really, like I say, I really enjoyed this volume. There is quite a lot of dialogue in, so even though it is compact, like it's not like a really quick read, which I also enjoyed. But I do like the fact that the red strings of fate are shown in obviously red, which obviously makes them stand out more in the story. But yeah, I really enjoyed this series, this volume, and I can't wait for the next one, because it finishes on a bit of a like cliffhanger, a bit of a gasp. So yeah, I need to know what happens next. Then we have a couple of GLs. We have The Summer You Were There, volume 3. I actually haven't caught up on this series at all, but it looks like a super cute GL. Like a lot of GLs that have been licensed, they all seem quite cute, friends to lovers type situation. So this is about two girls, one who bullied the other one in high school, and basically she wants to say sorry and kind of make amends, but it obviously doesn't go that smoothly, and it turns out that the girl who was bullied has been keeping a big secret. So yeah, like I said, I need to catch up on this series, but it does look cute. It looks like a nice read. Next we have Futari Escape volume 3 as well, so this is also a GL. I really like this series, but it does feel more of like best friends than lovers. Like that's how it's felt so far in the series, but we do kind of get like little bits of like more the romance in this volume. I feel like you can kind of see a little bit more of the romantic side rather than like the best friends side, but it is nice to see that even though they are an established couple, that they are you know, best friends. Like that's nice to have in a relationship as well, that you know, they're not also like companions, but they are best friends as well. But yeah, this is just like little events. One of these girls doesn't have a job, but the other one is a manga creator who does everything she possibly can to get out of doing her work, meeting deadlines. So it's like little events between those two and like how they procrastinate throughout the day. But yeah, this is a really light read and very enjoyable. There's some very humorous moments in this series. Next we have quite possibly the thickest manga I now have in my collection, and that is Obnoxious Hero Come, the complete collection, and it is a big boy. So this is a BL. I like how Seven Seas do present like their omnibus like collections and stuff. They don't feel like the spines are gonna break and crease, but I kind of wish that they had gone a little bit bigger with the print size, like maybe sort of like the same size as Awaken, Never Satisfied. Those are like webtoons, but they are slightly bigger, because I feel like with this thickness it would have been better to have a slightly bigger print size. Like it is already like the big size from Seven Seas, but like just a half inch bigger. But yeah, I haven't read the entirety of this yet because it is a massive read, and I'm not entirely sure why Seven Seas did this, like printed the whole collection in one. Maybe even like two like omnibus editions would have been good, but this is a mature read. So this is about Hero and Kashi. So yeah, it's about those. It's quite kinky. From what I see, it is uncensored as well, so just keep that in mind. So it is between like the popular guy at school and the keeps himself to himself. It's like that kind of trope, and how they became kinky lovers. But yeah, super, like this is definitely, I think, the thickest manga I've got in my collection now. It's huge. Then we have another GL, There's No Freaking Way I'll Be Your Lover, volume 2. Again, I need to catch up on this, but it does look like the cute sort of like typical GL that we've been getting, like friends to lovers trope. But yeah, it looks cute anyway, but like I say, I have not got around to reading this one yet. Then we have another series that is coming out super quick, and that is Kimi no Jihan, volume 6. This is an early release as well, shouldn't have been out just yet, but I've just got this. I am enjoying this. It is a fun series, but I haven't quite caught up to volume 6 just yet, and it's not long before volume 7 is going to be coming out either. But yeah, so I am excited to see like where we are up to in this series, but like I said, I just need to catch up with this series. I do really enjoy the artwork as well. This one looks like there's quite a lot of dialogue in it, but like I said, I do enjoy the artwork as well that's in this. And like I say, it has been an enjoyable series so far. Next we have I'm Kinda Chubby and I'm Your Hero, volume 2. This concludes the series. It was only 2 volumes long, which kind of makes me sad, but also like it is a satisfying conclusion to the series. So this is about Hanjiro, who is this guy. He is an actor. He kind of like has doubts about himself and about his abilities and stuff, until he has basically his biggest fan, who is Konosuke. This guy who is chef, who makes desserts. These two are so cute together. Again, this is a great little series if you are wanting to dip your toes into like the BL genre. It's only 2 volumes, so it's not like a massive commitment either. But these two are super sweet together, and they're just adorable. I kind of do want more from these two because they are so cute together. But again, I am still also satisfied with the 2 volumes as well. It was a cute little story. Then we have volume 2 of MDZS, the manhwa, so the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. Volume 2 came out, which I love the way that these are presented. I love the fact that they have decided to keep the same covers as the like original licenses, and they've got these like nice little flappies. But yeah, I love this like so much. This is full color again, obviously. Yeah, I love this story, like whether it's the novel, the anime, or the manhwa. Like you can't go wrong like with any one of the like ways to consume this story. But I'm so happy that we got this licensed in English. We just need Heaven Official's blessing to be released in English because the artwork in that is super stunning as well. But yeah, the more MXTX work we get, the better in whatever format. But yeah, I love this series so much. It was the first work from MXTX that actually I read. So yeah, I love this. Go ahead, pick it up. It's an amazing read. And then finally from 7 Seas, we have volume 6 of Heaven Official's Blessing. So this is the novel. This we kind of see actually like the extent of Hwa-chan's connection to Shilian. This is my all-time favorite like novel ever. I read the original like fan translated version of this story, so once we get the final volume, which comes out this year, I think I'm gonna reread 7 Seas version to kind of see like if I could notice any differences between the translations. But I believe the fan translated, like the official fan translated story, is the people that did that were also hired by 7 Seas to create this as well, from what I believe anyway. But yeah, like I say, this is my absolute favorite novel ever. It's so amazing. It's an emotional roller coaster. Like there's so much like trauma and pain in this story, but there's also some incredible like sweet amazing moments in this as well. And it's not all about romance either. There's a higher, like there's a overall plot that is like super like an absolute roller coaster as well. So yeah, I can't recommend this enough. So if you haven't, go pick it up. The announcement for the final volume, which comes out later this year, will be volume 8, which comes out in November, I believe. We're also going to get a special edition for that, which I'm so excited for because we obviously had the special editions for Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation and Scum Villain. So I'm excited that they're going to continue with that. I'm actually intrigued whether they're going to do that for all of the domains for the final volumes, which would be nice. But yeah, so that's actually everything for new releases that I got this year, that I got this month even in June. So we're going to go ahead and check out everything else that I picked up in this month. Okay guys, so I didn't pick up a huge amount at all this month because we've got some pretty pricey licenses and titles coming out like over this sort of like time period. So I sort of kept my additional manga to a minimum. So we've got a couple of Viz series and Sublime. So we'll start with Sublime. Sublime. I went ahead and picked up volumes 1 and 2 of Hide and Seek. Still waiting for volume 3, I believe, to come back in stock. It's not in stock at the minute. And keeping in line with that, I also went ahead and picked up volume 2 and 3 of Bond of Dreams, Bond of Love as well, which is like in the same universe. Volumes 1 and 4 are out of stock, so I don't have a beginning or an end to the series yet. And also finally from Sublime, we finally have volume 5 of The World's Greatest First Love. I am still missing volume 4, but this is one of my absolute favourite like BL ongoing series as well. I freaking love this series so much. It's very toxic. Yeah, and there's very stubborn main characters in this series as well. We're getting volume 16 coming out in August, which I cannot wait for, because volume 15 ended in a cliffhanger and I need to know what happens, even though I know that things aren't really going to move forward. But yeah, I love that series, so I'm happy that I finally got volume 5, just waiting for volume 4 to come back in stock, and then that'll finally be that one completed. And then from Viz Media we have volume 3 of Descendants of Darkness. This series was dropped, so we don't have a complete translation of the full story. I think it's 11 volumes, I want to say. Volumes 1 and 2 are out of print now, so I did see that volume 3 was in stock, so I wanted to just like go ahead and pick that up, so at least I have a new copy in my collection. And then this is where I need your help, guys, as the video suggested. So this month, like I said, I have been very much in a cute romance mood, and I've kind of like been rereading a few like shoujo beat titles in particular, so like Kami-sama Kiss, Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, Takane and Hana. So I've been like rereading those, and then I picked up 2 series this month as well, Shoujo Beat, and I need you guys to help with recommendations for series like these, like those that like I've just mentioned, and also The King's Beast. I picked up volumes 1, 2 and 3, and then I also picked up the first 3 volumes of Ahara Ride. However, I started reading these and I completely fell in love with this series so much, so I went ahead, picked up volume 4, volume 5, 6, basically the whole series. I loved this series so much, like it was everything that I needed this month. Such a cute freaking series, and I need you guys to recommend more things like this, like Honey Lemon Soda. I need you guys to like tell me, because like shoujo romances, like the really cutesy ones, aren't really series that I've picked up in the past. Like I've kind of not avoided those, but it's not really been on my radar to pick up those types of series. And then just recently I've been on a whole thing for like cute romances and stuff. Like I say, Honey Lemon Soda. I think Honey Lemon Soda and Tsubaki-chan Lonely Planet is what kind of started it off recently, because I love those series as well so far. Obviously we're still getting those coming out slowly in English, so please leave your comments down below of cute series like that I can pick up. If they are completed, even better, because it means that I can binge through them. I am going to pick up Love Me, Love Me Not, which is the same creators as Ahara Ride. I know Strobe Edge is a bit more difficult to get at the minute. I believe that some people have said like it is out of print, but I don't think it is, because I tend to check on Right Stuff Anime, and they say whether they are expecting more to come in stock, and I'm pretty sure that Strobe Edge is expected to come back in stock, at least that's what it says on the website. But this creator is also coming out with Sakurusaki, I think, new license is going to be coming out, so I'm excited for that. Like I said, I think I'm going to pick up Love Me Not. But yeah, please recommend in the comments down below more series, more absolute cute series that I can go ahead and pick up, because that is the kind of stuff that I am in the mood for consuming. So yeah, let me know. Like I say, I also loved like Kami-sama Kiss, My Love Mix Up, Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, like I say, Lonely Planet, Honey Lemon Soda, Me and My Beast Boss, that was very cute as well. So yeah, things like that, recommend them in the comments down below. That was everything that I picked up, so I'm going to stop rambling now. I hope you guys are enjoying this manga series on the channel. Like I say, I want to continue doing this, so it would really help me out if you like the videos, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, and I shall see you in the next one for July's new releases. Bye everyone.